Hello. Good morning, Jalixi. How are you?
Good morning, Robert. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. For those who are watching, I'm here with Jalixi Quinones, and she's a part of our family education program. So I'm Robert Burns, and I'm with Thompson Child Family Focus. And the purpose of our conversation today is, Jalixi was kind enough to schedule some time to speak with us. Um, February is Parenting Education Awareness Month, and that's very, very important because parents, we feel, should be involved in the raising of the children, be involved from a family standpoint. And so that's what this program does. And we're hoping to learn a little bit more about Jalixi. So could you tell us a little bit about your background as a parent?
Well, I'm so happy to be here and have the opportunity to talk about Thompson. I'm a mom of three children. My children have special needs, and the oldest one is 16. My daughter, I have a boy that is 9 years old, and I have a youngest that is 6 years old. I'm from Venezuela, and I was referred to Thompson from a support group that is called Grupo Poder y Esperanza. And they mention about Thompson's, about these classes of incredible years in children for 6 to 12.
Mhm.
That is been awesome. I've been with Thompson a few months, and participating in this class are being very helpful. The only that I can say, I wish I have known sooner because us as a parent, we don't have a writing book how to do things. So all the support that we receive is so welcoming. And Thompsons are being, I mean, when I say are, is because I have met at least two or three persons and they've been very helpful. So that is been awesome for us.
That is fantastic to hear, Jalixi. Thank you so much for giving that great context. You mentioned you've got three kids. That's not easy to, especially for a first-time parent, to come into that situation. Obviously, you've been a parent for well over a decade, so you've learned a couple things during that time. But then you also have a variety of ages. So you mentioned you got a 16-year-old. You also have a 6-year-old. So that's two different ages, and I would imagine that it's a different set of skills that you need to use for a 16-year-old, a teenager, and a younger youth. So, what kind of things does the program cover? What kind of things do you learn in the program? And I mean, you're talking about incredible years. Those are for the younger ones, and like talk about like what have you been learning in these programs?
Well, one of the things that is a misconception is that the people think because you'll be moms maybe once, it's going to be easier with the next child. It's not that it's not easy because you cannot apply the same things. Are different childs, different personalities, different things, and when they have so many years on between, where I live with my older ones and I begin with my little one that they are 10 years apart, it's another world. So when Thompson's, and we did this, when I say we, as all the parents that participate, they give you tools, they give you ideas. Maybe you did something with your oldest one and say, I wish I have known sooner. Maybe I can, I wish I knew it because I could have doing it in a different way or an easy. And when, as a parents, we go through this, we have that exchange of ideas. So that is being helpful too. The way that Thompson um, range these classes make it easier us as parents that we are just not learning, we're sharing, we're practicing, we're exchanging idea. So from every point of view, it's awesome. It's been very, very educational, and even in the way you can change things, and appreciate all the hard work that Thompson is doing about it.
Great. Thank you. Can you give us, so we're gonna have people that's gonna watch this and they're gonna be like, okay, great. But like what kind of stuff are you learning? That's what people will ask. So I'm gonna ask you, maybe you can give us like one example of something that you picked up that was helpful to you.
One thing that is challenge is with all this social media. I mean, it's a boom. In as much as you try to do the best way possible, and you maybe try to teach your children, sometimes you want another ways. Like, hey, I'm doing this. I've been trying to be proactive, but I'm running out of ideas. Or maybe a child can work with a child, but not another one. So it's helpful to have that tips. That brainstorming, hey, this don't work, this and that, but I still have another way to do it. So in that way, it's very helpful.
That's awesome. You were mentioning a few minutes ago about you've had the opportunity to meet Thompson's staff. Can you share a little bit more about what that experience has been? And the reason is because here we are, we live in a very digital world, like you're talking about. And so there's organizations out there that, everything is virtual and that's great. That's absolutely fine. And we rely on that too. But what about that in-person piece, like meeting the staff, having that relationship? Can you talk to me about that?
Well, for me, that is being another element that is being very helpful. Why? Since the pandemic, as a parent, a person, or whatever is your background, things about Zooms and like this moment that we're doing this interview is very helpful. But there are moments that you still need that contact, that human being contact. So having the opportunity to go to Thompson in a few moments and maybe um, share some things that they can hear you and guide you and have that human contact. I can say that I'm very grateful for Jessica Huggins and Emily Perez. We maybe meet 10 minutes, but we share, we talk. If they can either guide you or point into the correct research, that is helpful, especially in this time that many things have changed so much. And having the opportunity to talk, to meet them in person, for me it's been very helpful. I appreciate all the work that they do. I really appreciate.
You're saying some very good things. I mean, first of all, shout out to Emily and Jessica. So also appreciate that. I'm sure they will appreciate that as well. So I mean, she's calling people out by names, guys, and gals. The other thing is, you were mentioning they're pointing you to research. That's something that
Yes,
you don't always see that. So, you know, there's the anecdotes and there's the stories and there's the experiences that, one parent can share with another parent, but we're
yes,
also having this research that is like grounding, these
yes.
principles. That's important. So thank you for mentioning that. I actually just have one more question for you, and it will be around like a parent, a new parent, or maybe somebody who they might feel like they might be struggling. They don't know what they don't know. They don't know where to go for that information. And quite frankly, maybe they've heard in some way that like they might want to be a little bit more involved and they don't feel like they need to. But as you know, February is Parenting Education Awareness Month. And so maybe from somebody like yourself who's going through this program, talk about the importance of being involved as a parent.
Well, one of the things many times we come either with the stigma that we We maybe are scared. When I say I sometimes feel that parents are a little scared to reach for that help. But what I can encourage is, if you're not sure, do it. Because sometimes we were teach some ways and we're thinking if we repeat that patterns can be uh, but the things have changed so much. So I really encourage to do all this, because maybe you haven't noticed some things, or maybe you can learn something new, or maybe you're not sure what are you doing, or maybe you even think that is the correct way, but there is a wakening up call that say, oh, maybe I can do it this way, that can be better. I mean, the knowledge is there. You take what worked for you and maybe you put aside what is not. But until you try, you will really know. And sometimes we have some ways to do things and we don't know what we don't know, as you say. And maybe we find ways to do it and easier for us, for the children's, because like you say, you don't know. And for me, I mean, I just wish have no sooner. I have enjoyed all this time with Thompson. I've been sharing it for a few months. I already participate in two classes. And as I mentioned it before, Jessica appointed me and helped me about something specific. And she helped me with the research. She helped me with the referral. And that has been a huge help, because sometimes you as a parent wanted to do it. But if you have a person that helped you, that make a huge difference. So from every point of view, I just encourage at least to try and see for yourself. The worst thing that could happen is that you're going to learn something new. So it's good. It's
Yeah.
good.
Jalixi, thank you so much. You've touched on everything that I was hoping that we might. You've been as open as possible. You've shared information. That pretty much is everything that I wanted to, see if we could talk about. I just wanted to also thank you for your time, because you're very busy, and everybody's very busy. And it's like, you taking that a few minutes to talk with us, it means the world to us. And I'm sure that it will be of value to maybe at least one other person out there, hopefully many more. So we thank you for being a part of Thompson. We thank you for being a part of our family education program. We hope you continue to stay involved, and we wish you a nice day. Thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you so much to you, and really appreciate the opportunity. And as you say, even if it one parent, because as me, I hear about Thompson before, but I wasn't sure about what it was. And I remember seeing it, but I didn't know. But now that I know what they do, I wish I have done it sooner. So good luck for the parents that are there, and reach to Thompson. Thompson is an incredible place to be involved. So thank you very much for you and your time. Like I say, it's a pleasure to have this time, because I wanted to other parents to know that it's an incredible source to look for. So thank you to you too. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care. Have a good afternoon. Okay. Bye bye now.
You too. Bye.